Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacy. If anybody is new and joining me here for the first time, thank you so much. My slogan is Believable Brown Beauty, and that's the kind of makeup I do on this channel. And yes, I do use makeup in slightly unconventional ways at times. I also do live Get Ready With Me's on Sunday mornings at 9:30 GMT. I will leave my Instagram handle for you here. Please come and join along. It is so much fun. It's my favourite thing to do. I say that in every video, but there might be a new person watching who doesn't know, but yes, it really is my favourite thing to do. I was talking about filters in a post I did a few weeks ago, and right, let's start with the eyes, otherwise I'll be here forever. Yes, so as I was saying, I was talking about filters and the effects that filters have on people. This is my Benefit brow pencil that I always use in number 5, precisely my brow. And a lot of people commented on that post, so I thought, okay, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'll do a little GRWM, get ready with me, and just talk about filters. I'm going to link to an article that I read in The Guardian, because I'm so posh, in The Guardian about filters. It had a lot of statistics in it, and I don't think it's going to be that interesting for me to reel off statistics in this video. So if you want to have a read about the effects of filters on people's mental health, I will leave that in the link below, in the description box below. So let me tell you how that first post came about. I was on a makeup artist's Instagram page, and I was like, okay, let me have a look and see like what your work is like. You have over 100,000 followers. You must have some amazing content. And I went on her page and I was just like severely underwhelmed at what I'd seen. And that's where that post, filters find fake followers, came from, because your people that are following you for work that you can't actually do, and it shows. I mean, the thing is, as a makeup artist, I can tell when someone's put a filter on something. I can tell if something's been face tuned. I actually think I'd make a really good Photoshopper, because I would know the boundary of like the line not to cross where things start to look fake. But this person's Instagram profile was so evident that they had heavily filtered their work, brushing them up. So I was like, what are we doing to ourselves? And then I started to think about so many of these like social media influencers that have hundreds of thousands of followers that are literally deceiving people. And I don't want this to be like a bashing kind of video, because I'm not a bashing kind of person. I just think that there's a real problem with the way that we are presenting ourselves to the world, and we are setting ourselves up for a lot of problems in the future. I don't know if it was on YouTube, or maybe it was on, no, it's probably YouTube. I don't really watch TV, but I saw this documentary where like grown-up women were going to see cosmetic surgeons to get surgery to look like their filters, the way that they filter their faces. And I was just like, okay. So the thing is, people have always wanted cosmetic surgery, and if that's what you need to do to make yourself feel better, great. My frustration with this at the moment is the fact that I feel like social media is fueling this insecurity in people that's making them go and look for things. Like, it's making people see things that aren't there. I think in this Guardian article, they called it something like Snapchat dysmorphia, where people are looking at themselves and seeing things or perceived errors and being like, no, you need to change my nose, you need to fix this, you need to fix that. And the surgeons are just like, what in the world is going on? The problem is, nowadays, everybody has access to things like Facetune and, was it Adobe, I think is another one, and Lightroom, I think, and maybe Snapseed, because I have Snapseed myself, and I have Facetune, and I'll explain why I have those apps afterwards. So I think that's, well, they're the only ones that I know about. But, you know, before, when you were a kid growing up and you would buy a magazine or whatever and you'd see the models and they were perfect, you kind of knew that they had spent a lot of effort, time and money. I mean, first of all, they had to find the model in the first place. Then they spent lots of effort making the model look really beautiful with hair and makeup, which is my department. And then there was like post-production on the images or the videos or whatever. But the problem is now everybody is doing that to themselves. So the lines between us, like the regular people, and the beautiful ones like models and celebrities is getting really, really blurred, because everyday girls are using these apps to completely manipulate the way that they look. And I just feel like people always talk about young girls being affected by social media, but social media affects women. And I have also been a victim of feeling like I need to present myself in a particular way because, you know, my Instagram is really organic. I don't filter my images. I don't put filters on my skin. I have actually, well, it's kind of cleared up, but I did have perioral dermatitis. It flares up here and there. At the moment, it's quite good, but I would put, like, I would do my makeup and take a picture and think, oh, I look really nice. And then I'd start to see all the things that were wrong, right? I'd see my dermatitis, I'd see pores, I'd see fine lines because I'm not 20. I would see all these things that made me feel like, oh, yeah, that would just make me feel inadequate. And then there was this video that I saw from this guy called Prince EA. I'll see if I can find, wrong brush. I'll see if I can find his Instagram or the video and tag it in my description box below. And it was a thing that he did, and he was saying, like, you know, everybody's an influencer nowadays, but what are you influencing people to do? And that's the reason why I always start my videos with my bare face, because I want people to see, like, I am a normal human being. And the problem with these apps is that they're blurring the lines between, like, what is normal and what is fantasy. And so you've got grown women going into surgeons' offices and asking to have no pores on their face. And it's like, well, if you don't have pores, how does your skin breathe? Sorry, I forgot to put my camera back on, but I literally just put a tiny bit of that caviar stick underneath and I'm just blending it through. And, you know, earlier on I said that yes, I do have Facetune and I do have Snapseed, I think is the one that I use. I have lots of other ones, but I don't know how to use them, like Visco and yeah, all these other fancy apps I don't know how to use. I use Facetune to brighten my images, and I use Snapseed to like blur the background because I like how that looks, but I don't doctor my skin. And my skin is not perfect like people think it is. I don't know why. It really isn't perfect. It's not bad, but I have pores and I have, like, you can see here, see? I have scars and blemishes. I'm a normal human being. And how would I be helping people by presenting an image of myself that was fake, that made them feel bad about themselves? Okay, so I want to talk about the shadow for a second. The colour is Fuse. It is this beauty down here. I use this, oh, let's see if I can get a different angle on it. It's still focusing on my face. Oh, it's really hard for me to show you the colour. Maybe it will show better on my eyelid, but this was the shadow that made me buy this palette after refusing to buy it initially. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a card for you here so you can have a look. Back to what I was saying. So yeah, how do I help people if I go to the effort of, ooh, that is so nice. Wow. I told you, didn't I tell you? I told you this was a good eyeshadow. It looks completely different from the last video. Oh, that is stunning. So nice. I'm really sorry if you can't buy this palette anymore. Wow, that looks so good. Anyway, I digress. I can't even remember what I was saying now. I was so excited about this eyeshadow. Yeah, so it kind of just frustrates me that people lie and hashtag no filter. And I think it upsets me more with makeup artists and like beauty influencers. There are Instagrammers, YouTubers, beauty gurus that say exactly what I'm saying. Oh, we should just love ourselves and we should do this and we should do that. I have to put this down to say this bit, but I can see that you are lying, okay? That subtle filter on Instagram that just makes you look more, the beautifying filter, it makes you look more, I hate the word perfect, but more perfected, right? It smooths out your skin, it makes your eyes look really bright, it puts a really soft filter on your video or your picture, but I can tell that you have the filter on. But a lot of people that are trusting you to tell them the truth don't know that you have that filter on. And what irritates me even more is people that do makeup videos and demos with filters on. Like how? How are you helping people by pretending that your skin is so perfect? And I'm just like, don't lie. Don't lie, because I am privy enough, right? I work in the industry and I have a really good eye for things like this. I can tell when someone is using that filter. And before, people used to say, oh, just letting you know I've got a filter on. And now people don't even say. So you're watching, you're doing an Instagram story or doing an Instagram tutorial or video, and you have a filter on your face the whole time. And you're like, that's it guys, look at my makeup. But it's not, because you've got a filter on. And I don't know, like with images as well. Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. Say you're a makeup artist that you do a lot of advertising work, for example. Those images are going to be doctored, because the purpose of advertising is selling people a dream, right? I understand if you are a makeup artist and you work in that kind of industry, your images will be doctored. What I'm talking about is when you're doing regular clients, and this is what they're selling to their prospective clients that they have the potential to look like. And I'm just like, well, what are you gonna do when you get that person in your chair and you do a makeup and they say, but this doesn't look like your Instagram? Like nobody can come for me and say that the work that I put on my Instagram or the looks I do on myself, I can't achieve those looks in real life. Like how do people not realize that they're setting themselves up for a failure by pretending that they can do work that is of a level that is unobtainable? Like nobody can reach it. You can't even reach it as the artist. So as the artist, you can't reach it. As the influencer, you can't help people to reach it because it's fake. It just frustrates the hell out of me. And it's like, I wish people would just do better. And the thing is, everybody is affected by it. Everybody is suffering from depression. Everybody's got anxiety. Everyone feels really crappy about themselves, but we are all contributing to this mess. And nobody is like willing to say, actually, it doesn't matter. There is only one like beauty guru that I know who's really open about editing her images, and her name is Samantha Ravndal. I hope I said her name right. She is a Canadian YouTuber. If she uses a filter, she'll say she's edited the image. Sometimes she puts them like in a carousel on her Instagram, and she'll show you what she looks like without it. She suffers quite badly with acne. She's beautiful. And I was like, oh, who is this? And this is how I discovered her. There are so few influencers of her caliber anyway that are willing to present themselves in a really honest way. And I just feel like we would be helping the people that we set out to help if we were just more honest. I'm going to leave a link to her YouTube here. I'm going to move on to my skin now. I'm taking my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Amande. And I'm just going to try and cover the divots under my eyes. So yeah, anyway, I hope that what I've said kind of makes sense. Because I'm not coming for people that have surgery, that have procedures to make themselves feel better. Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation in 7.25, Cool Almond. Oh, and I just put on the Hourglass number 28 serum because my skin is really dry at the moment. So I'm going to pop that on underneath and then just pop this foundation over the top. Okay, now I'm going to take my Bobbi Brown Chestnut Stick. This is the same skin foundation but the stick formula. And I always like to run a little bit along my jaw because it just looks nicer. I feel like I want eyeliner now though. I'm loving eyeliner at the moment. I think this will look really pretty. This colour is so gorgeous. Right, so I'm going to take a little liner brush from Real Techniques and I'm just going to pop in a liner. Ordinarily I would do this beforehand. And I would also do this eye first actually. Now that I've put that flick in, I'm just going to move back over to the right side. Yeah, I wouldn't normally do this with my mascara already on because it's hard enough as it is to do eyeliner for me because my eyelashes are so curly. I just think a liner would add something really lovely to this. That was pretty much it, everything I had to say about filters on your work or your selfies, makeup artist or influencer. Like when people people see me in real life, and this has happened. Like, I've been in Westfield with my husband shopping, and someone's come up to me like, oh, you have a YouTube channel, I follow you on YouTube, or I follow you on Instagram. Like, I don't want anyone to ever come up to me in real life and be like, oh, you look completely different from your Instagram. And I also don't want to contribute to anybody else's misery, right? Because I know what it's like. I'm a regular person. I look at other people's Instagrams and feel like, oh my gosh, their life is so much better. I do not want to make somebody feel like that. So I don't use filters on my stuff. Not to distort how I look. When I do my lives on Sunday mornings, if you don't join in, you should. But you see me in all my glory. Like, I don't hide anything about how I look to present a better version of myself to whoever's out there. You know, because if social media was to die tomorrow and we all just went back to only communicating with our immediate friends and family, like, how would this even matter? It wouldn't even matter. I get so many DMs from people saying, oh, thank God. Like, even after that one I did about, I think maybe it was on my live, I was talking about it again, and someone sent me a message and said, like, I actually thought something was wrong with me because I had pores. Because she never sees people with pores. And I was like, this is a big problem. This is an adult, okay? This is not a 14-year-old. So if an adult can feel like this, what are we doing to these 14-year-old girls and boys who are growing up with this distorted reality? It's just not fair. And if you're using filters on your work, say so. And if you're using filters on yourself, tell people. Because you owe it to whoever's following you to be honest. Well, that's what I think anyway. People might think I'm weird for thinking that, but okay. A little bit of liner there. Yeah, see? The liner was worth it. Okay, so. God, I really like this makeup. I wish I was going somewhere today. I really am not. I'm going to use a little bit of High Drama. Should I do my lip first? No, let's do a cheek. I'm going to take a tiny bit of High Drama, and I'm going to take a little bit of Priscilla lip gloss from NARS. So is it High Drama? No, it's not. It's called Recollection. Just because I use High Drama so much, I thought it was that. It's not. It's Recollection. So I'm mixing the gloss and the liquid lipstick together, and I'm going to use this to make a cheek colour for myself. So let's go. And then go to my foundation brush and just make sure that that's blended in nicely. Okay. Definitely more concealer. Let's do that. And I'm just going into this little crevice here because that's my real area of concern, I'll call it. I was considering getting some kind of treatment for this area. I was looking to get fillers or something else, but I feel like maybe I can't really be bothered. It bothers me, but I can fix it with concealer. So I'm just going to keep fixing it with concealer until I die. Eventually this body's going to go in the ground anyway and it'll just rot away. Is that a bit morbid? But you know, just trying to put perspective on things. It's not really that serious. Definitely a first world problem. And these under eye bags have always been there. Let me just put that in first. I've got pictures of me when I'm 4 and I have these. It's definitely a genetic thing. And it has got more noticeable as I've gotten older. But it's kind of my face. I think I would look really odd. It annoys. I don't like that I have darkness underneath my eyes, but it's also my face. And if I were to change it and I would look in the mirror and not see that anymore, I would literally be like, well, who is this person? I don't know. She doesn't have dark circles. It cannot be me. Right, so I'm happy with blush. Really subtle. I like that. And then let's move on to lips. So this is another area that I'm playing with. So I'm not really have an idea. I always have an idea. So I'm going to take off my lip balm. And that was, what did I put on today? Oh, pawpaw cream. I think I said this in another video before, I like to use my finger because I feel like a wipe or a tissue sometimes takes too much off. So I actually do prefer to use my hand. So there's a little bit left on. I'm taking Buff lipstick from Illamasqua. And then, more playtime. I'm going to take the Recollection colour again. It's this really bright purple. And I'm going to get a little brush. And I think I'm going to mix this over the top, I think, to get a more lilac-y colour, she says. And then I'm taking a tiny bit of coffee eye pencil. Is it an eye or a kohl? Eye pencil. And then I'm going to take a little flat shadow brush and just blend this line away. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do is set. I'm taking my Cover FX matte setting powder. Just check that this makes sense and that my brows are not blocky. Just going to brush them up just in case, because this is always something that I'm really fearful of, that my brows are going to be angry looking. Gosh, this eyeshadow looks insane. It's so different from the first look I did with this colour, but it's really, really stunning. Very, very glad that I bought this palette. Yeah, I think this is too bright now. Let me just turn this down a little bit. Yes, there we go. I just wanted to say to whoever's watching, like, if you are looking at other people's Instagrams, and it's mostly Instagram and Snapchat because it's very difficult to kind of manipulate YouTube in the same way. Please know that a lot of the people that you admire and that you look up to are deceiving you, for want of a better word. They are using filters and changing how they look, even in videos. I've seen it in Instagram stories and Instagram lives where they've got filters on their skin as they're doing makeup demos and tutorials, and I don't think it's fair to you to be led to believe that you are somehow inferior because you have skin that looks like real skin. And so yeah, don't feel bad. I mean, I get why people do it, but if only like we, like the people that are putting out content, could see that we have the power to change the narrative and stop people feeling so cruddy about themselves because of the illusion that we create, you know. I have used filters, or I have face tuned my face in the past, but not massively. Like, I have made my eye bags look less noticeable, and I have definitely whitened my teeth in the past. But now I'm just like, you know what, no. Like, if you look at my page and what I do and what I say doesn't inspire you enough that I have to resort to filters and lying to you to make you stay, maybe you shouldn't follow me. And maybe that's all people need to think about. Like, to thine own self be true. And so for me, yeah, it's quite difficult because I'm obviously in this industry and on this platform where I'm seeing a lot of people do the complete opposite of what I'm doing. But I have to remember why I started this, and this was to help people, make them feel good about themselves. So if all of a sudden I start to filter and face tune my face, I've lost my why, and I can't ever forget why I started. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say for today. Thank you for staying to the end. The blurb. Yes, Amanda. You don't want petty tours. What do you want?
So the paper with the flip and the flip.
You want what?
The toes.
The toes?
Yeah, with paint.
Petit ours brun
I don't want,
attend Noël.
I don't want this one.
You don't want this
Petit
one.
ours brun attend.
No,
You don't want petit tours?
no.
So what do you want then?
The toe. And the paint. And the toes are just paint.
Paint with your toes?
Yeah. You need to paint your toes.
What? Where did you see this?
So with on the laptop. This one. This one.
Okay.
Yeah, I want this one. I want this one.
So yeah, that's the end of this very long, super rambly video. Please don't forget to like, give me a comment, like let me know what you think, how you feel about this. If you think this video is worth sharing, share it, subscribe, and if you subscribe, thank you. Hit the notification bell so you know when my videos go up. And that's it. Take care, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye, guys.
Painting toes.
Painting. Okay, down you come. I'll put it on for you. I have to turn off the camera.
Huh?
I have to turn it off. Okay.